Okay, hi guys, welcome back. I don't know if this is the first video I'm going to be seeing, but I'm Antoinette, it's me again, and I have Zuli baby. Hey God, I know how much you comment. I know how much you say that thing on Instagram.
After
like
this video,
nobody should call me Zuli baby.
Let me just put it out there. I'm blocking her. Just in case. Okay. Antoinette here is currently studying in the Philippines and I school in the UK. So today we're just going to be talking about like different things and yeah,
just different topics really, like different subtopics.
Subtopics. Just the differences you get, like what makes studying in the UK different from studying in the Philippines.
First one we have is accommodation. What's accommodation like in the UK for a student? I think we should take it from student perspective.
Student perspective, well, I would say accommodation is great, but accommodation is expensive, just depending on the kind of accommodation you're going to be staying. Like for me, when I came to the UK, I came in as, I think I was 16 when I came. So because I didn't like sort out my, studying in the UK was a bit impromptu for me, so I came late, so I couldn't get like your 4-bedroom flat apartment, so I had to stay in a studio accommodation, which was about, I think roughly like £7,000 for a year.
Covered to Naira.
Covered to Naira. Like no Naira now has gotten 7,000 times 7. That should be like 1.4. Like 1.4M. As in at least
a month.
No. Like for the whole
semester.
Yeah. Because I'm doing like
semester or school year.
School year. But it was not even so, just like 8 months. So it's something like 12 months. Because I did foundation. But as at that time, it was pounds was like 500 and some. It was 500 something there. But now it's like over 700. But yeah, accommodation is great. Like my accommodation then facilities were great. I think people had a gym, had lunch facility.
But then I hear sorry to cut you short. But then I hear people that school in UK talk about how the accommodation is like really expensive. I hear people talking about how their house rent is like 200k a month. So it's not true.
But if you come,
or it depends.
I think it really just depends. I think it depends on one. It depends on your city. It depends on like kind of accommodation you're staying. Naturally, if you're staying closer to the school, it's more likely to be as expensive than
like that.
Yeah, so it just really depends. But I think now accommodation is far more expensive. I'm talking 5-7 years ago. This was 2015.
How many years were you in the UK?
I was there for like over 5 years.
Wow.
So now probably it has gotten maybe near 10,000.
I think first thing I'll say is accommodation in Philippines. First of all, the schools don't have hostels.
Are you serious?
They don't have hostels.
So everybody's off
campus.
Wow.
There's nobody
that's interesting.
But the only thing is some schools are now trying to do campuses. But their campus cannot cater to Nigerians.
Why?
Because Nigerians like to cook.
Why?
Nigerians like to cook, and their accommodations do not allow cooking. The accommodations have curfew, and Nigerians at times they want to go out and buy water by 12 midnight.
They don't know what coffee is.
And the school campuses, they most likely close the gate by like 9-8 o'clock ish.
So it's just like boarding house kind of.
They call it boarding house actually.
I'm on point.
They call it boarding house, and so price range for being off campus it depends. There's some area, like you said, if it's close to school it's more expensive. So if it's close to school, especially in my school for example, because my school I think is more dominated with like Koreans that are coming to learn English. Like not more dominated, but there are some, we have these are Korean houses, and then my school also has like a lot of Indians, which is I think fair enough for most schools that have foreigners. They always have more Indians. So because of that, Indians are staying in the school dorm. But the building I stayed, for example, or the one I stayed before, it was an Indian dormitory that I just rented an apartment. And the way it works is fully furnished and plain studio apartment. So fully furnished is more expensive. We're talking like 100k. While a month. While the normal empty apartment, there are even some apartments that are empty that are still 100k.
Wow. So you really want to get everything?
Yes, you really want to get everything. Why there's fully furnished, there's semi-furnished, and there's empty room. Wow. Your preference.
Wow.
And your pocket helps you make the decision.
As in, do you know, I just remember something. I said £7,000. 7 times 7 is actually 49. Like, sorry, maths is clear.
My head was saying 49. What is that 1 point something? It's not really balanced.
Guys,
like currently now, I think by the time this video is up, I'm in Philippines. So I'm planning to go back.
With you.
Not that bad now. So I'm planning to go back, and I'm also looking for an accommodation. And majority of the accommodation, I just talked about that thing, I remembered. They either tell you they don't allow gas, so you have to use like hot plates or induction burner.
Yeah,
and
that's
the wild part about accommodation, I remember in 2019 when I just entered med school, because I did pre-med in Philippines, we'll get to that part. So I remember that I was looking for a house because where my pre-med school is far from my med school. So I had to look for a house close to the med school. Now looking for a house, you knock at the gate, they ask them, do you have vacancy? They'll tell you yes. Okay, can I come and check it? They'll be like, sorry, we don't accept foreigners.
So it's still that, you know.
Hello.
Okay. So it's available but not available to you.
So the next thing is tuition fees.
Tuition fee, guys. Studying in the UK is by the grace of God. Like, honestly, because the amount, like, I think for foundation is cheaper. Foundation is like, because basically they don't accept your YEC. You need to pass YEC, but you still have to do foundation.
Okay, I think people do it in Nigeria.
Yes, you can do foundation, but me, I just traveled and did everything. I think first year foundation was like maybe £12,000. But again, now this is like 7 years. I can't believe I'm saying 7 years ago, as I'm now old. Like this was like 7 years ago. So that was like 12,000. But uni was about, I think, 13, if I remember. But now I think it has gone up. You know, COVID kind of changed a lot of things. So COVID made things go as in up than before. It's quite expensive. But I think what helped me though was I was on a part scholarship. So I think that was. So they were giving me like living expenses, as in they're giving me living expenses. So I think that really helped.
So actually, tuition fee in Philippines is like how do I put it? So it's not expensive. Let me put it like that. It's not expensive, but naira and dollar that keeps going up is what makes it expensive. So
is it? What's the currency?
Peso.
Oh, okay.
So the first time I went to Philippines was 2017, and in 2017, the rate was at 10 pesos to 10 naira to 1 peso, so it's higher than naira.
Wow.
So at the time my school fees was so at the time my school fees was how many million? I think 1.4 for a year.
Wow,
that's because I did pre-med. And then when I entered med school, my med school fees, let's just say it ranged from like 1 to 3 million, just depending on the rate. That's per semester. Let's just say 1 to 1.5 million per semester because of
the value.
Yeah, because of the value of naira and dollar and everything. That's it. But really, it's not like it's expensive. For somebody who can say I said 1 something million is cheap. That's not what I mean. No.
But compared to other schools,
compared to most, actually compared to even med schools in Nigeria, I think Afe Babalola is around the same price of my school fees and all those private universities. So it's like. It's not really expensive. And then I've seen a couple of people in Philippines that the reason why they're unstable financially in Philippines is because somebody told them, oh, Philippines is cheap. So before anybody should even think of studying in the country, one of the things I would also say is research, like standard of living, basic costs, because I've seen people that they got to Philippines and they were unable. I'm not trying to shade anybody, but I've seen people that they got to Philippines and they were unable to continue schooling. They had to take a job, and in Philippines, you can't work as a foreigner.
Are you serious? Even if you're a student, there's no student work hours.
No.
Wow.
You can't work as a foreigner because
that's another big deal.
You need a work visa.
Wow.
And
so
a work
visa doesn't allow you work.
Yes, and you most likely will not even get a work visa. But I've heard of foreigners that work in call center jobs. And they're like, oh, if your boss is a kind person, the day that immigration wants to come and check the office, they can hide you, so you can hear all the illegal
thing.
So it's best to just research. So the thing with the tuition is it's not expensive, but it's also not cheap. So it's just affordable. That's how I put it.
Yeah. Wow.
So
sorry, I just wanted to say that in the UK, for instance, you're allowed to work 20 hours, and I think that's another thing because I worked. When I say I worked, it's not like as in as in working so much, but you have things like you can be a student ambassador. So for instance, when the school is having open day, you can come show students around, which is very, very fun, because you can even make, you know, friends. People will come and meet you. Like then when I was doing that, you know, Nigerians, when they just come like, oh, are you Nigerian? They feel very comfortable. So the idea is that they try to put a mix, so that when foreign students come, you know, everybody has someone they can, you know, literally if you're coming to the UK and you just see me as a student, you are most likely coming to meet me as opposed to meeting someone that is white. So jobs like that, you can even take up other, you know, jobs as far as it is 20 hours. So I had a friend that he was studying I think public health masters, and literally he worked to pay up his fees.
Yeah, almost the public health masters.
So literally, I think that's another opportunity. I think they allow you to work 20 hours. As far as it's not over 20 hours, you're fine, and you can use that to, you know, pay for your accommodation or sort out like
no, the only jobs Nigerians do in Philippines that is legal is like cooking. When people sell Nigerian food, but
okay,
that's
so
not
you
really
cooking by yourself, like
yeah, like
so
some Nigerians.
Like
no. So Nigerians just cook and sell to fellow Nigerians. Some sell to Filipinos
that would like to.
Yes, that would like to try Nigerian meals. I think I have a friend that sells Filipino foods. Nigerian food. And she has like Filipino customers that buy regularly from her. So some of them will tell you they want to eat egusi, some of them will tell you they want to eat jollof rice, so things like that.
I feel like Nigeria has the best food in the world. I feel like we have the right. Okay, this video is not about
Let's talk about food.
Yeah, food, definitely. Yeah, tell me how is Filipino food? Like, what do you? that look alone is like.
Actually, funny enough, Asians. I think Asians have like nice palates. Like they're able to taste food well, so their food doesn't really taste horrible. Unlike some like parts of the world that their food, they don't really have salt, pepper, no spice. I think Asians are also good with spice.
She's low-key shading UK, but that's kind of
I thought you didn't notice. But yeah, like Philippines, I think they spice. And I think one of my favorite Filipino dish is beef steak. Beef steak is the way I can explain it is meat stock.
I know what you mean. Like
no, it's not the beef steak, you know. Meat stock with boiled meat that they spice well and you use white rice to eat it. That's what they call it.
I thought it's like that roasted.
No. That one is another type of Filipino steak. Is a different, like it's the same flat steak, but this time they boil it. Yes, so instead of roasting it, and then it's like the way I can explain it is meat stock. When you just finish boiling beef, the way it tastes, and then they add like a little bit of and they add like a little bit of spice with white rice. And I think that's my favorite food in Philippines because I'm not really adventurous when it comes to food. I'm a very picky eater.
I get you.
I'm a very picky eater, so I don't try new things.
Wow,
but
that's interesting.
I think Filipinos try with their spices, and then I think one of their best delicacies in Philippines is lechon. That's pig, roasted pig. We'll try to put a picture on the screen. Yeah, I do. You don't?
No.
Wow.
Okay, so food in UK.
Canned food.
Let me first start by saying that I didn't know how to cook when I traveled. Let me just put it out there. So it's very, very surprising that when people say, oh, you cook very well. It's in the UK. I learned how to cook with YouTube. And calling my mom like, mommy, how far
this groundnut? You call my mother.
This groundnut soup, because obviously like groundnut soup is not kind of soup you easily see.
If I call my mom today,
like how far?
If I call my mom today, tomorrow, if I come to Nigeria and I don't go to that kitchen, she will say, after now they will be calling me, asking me how do they so cook this one. I'm
I
like,
get African mothers and shit. When I got there, I attempted to do ogbono soup for the first time. It was okay, like
you can pass the truth.
Yeah, if you just, but it's not the kind of food now like all my friends and neighbors. It's not kind of food that you eat by yourself and drink water.
But I just know that you tried.
Just try. So I think then I now started ordering food. And I saw that you can't order below £15. And I now sat down. You know that kind of, it just reminds me of prodigals when you say he regained himself. As in, I was just like, if I'm spending £15, as in, what's my future? What does the future hold for me? But again, I think let me bring a balance by saying there are some things that are actually chicken and chips in the UK. Let me give it to them. Food, but again, you find a lot of variety. You find Asian restaurants. I really love Chinese food because of
culture shocks.
Go first.
No, after you.
Why me?
Okay, so I think one of the things that shocked me, I don't even think it was culture shock, but they had this thing where it's like Nigerians that when you see a new person, you want to try to scam them first of everything that.
Are you serious?
Yes, of everything that you could possibly get from them before. How do I explain it? Before they
get
wise
the
up.
environment.
Before they wise. So
actually just
yes. So they basically JJC. So I went to Philippines. I landed and I didn't book a domestic flight ticket that was supposed to take me from capital to the city I was going to be schooling. So as we just landed, we were coming out of the airport. I don't even know why we were coming out. Like, do you even know where you're going to? But yeah, so we got out, and then there was this woman that works in the airport, and she was suited, and she was asking, oh, are you flying to another city? Do you have your tickets? And we just said no. And we thought, oh, white woman, she's going to be nice, she's going to help us. And she just said, okay, excuse me, this driver will take you to where you get your tickets. Now, ask me why, for the life of me, I never remembered that in an airport, they used to have ticketing office. Oh. So the man basically took us to another ticketing office outside the airport, and everybody knows that if you're not booking your flight directly with the website, with an airline's website, you're even dashing somebody small money. Yeah. Talking to someone, you now go to an office. Like, if I see that office, I will beat the man. Before I will first of all tell Jesus, hold up, I want to beat this person. Because he basically took $300 for a domestic flight ticket. Wow. And when I was trying to circle back, see me saying circle back, when I was trying to think back at the event, how it happened, I was like, okay, the driver that carried us, we asked him if we could change money, and he took us to Bureau de Change. So he practically heard when we said, okay, we're going to change $300. I went with someone, by the way. So we both changed $300 each. And they ripped us off of that $300 to the T. Like, I have never seen a ticketing office that offers to take people back to the airport where they're going to fly from.
That is crazy.
We entered Mercedes-Benz bus to the ticketing office. We didn't know we were paying. We went to the ticketing office. The man even offered us food. One very horrible meal was like chicken and chicken water, but just like when you boil chicken water.
Wait, what is with them and stock? Like,
I don't know. But this particular stock, it was like they added water to fill the pot with little spice, and then they added some leaves. I'm talking green leaves, not one very somehow leaf. I think I still have the video. And they took us to they said we have to rest, that we could wait there, that because the airport doesn't let you get in except you're like maybe 3 hours before your flight. That's when you can get in. I don't even know if that's true, because in my remaining 5 years of being in Philippines, I don't think I've ever come across that thing. So they took us.
You can enter airport as far as the flight is.
So they took us, and we went to the airport, and they dropped us at the airport basically. And now that I think about it, I'm like, why would they not drop you off when they ripped you off of $300?
What was the thing originally?
Flights as of today, now when I was trying to check for the one I would use, I was seeing $53.
But yeah, I think culture shock on my own. My first, okay, I know weather is like a separate thing, but I think I'll just talk about like my experience, because that was like the first culture shock for me. I was traveling with my aunt, and she was going to London, so she was in Nigeria at that time. So that's one of the reasons why I got to Nottingham late, because my parents were like, okay, you're just 16, since your auntie is going to London, we'll travel together. So she was not telling me that, oh, I should buy jackets. Me, I was like, I was just like, what kind of clothes then I'll be buying, and how carry one tiny leather jackets. Like, I won't put the thing on my hand as per, I beg.
As for living in the UK.
As per, there's no, what kind of code. She now saw me like, this thing you're wearing. I was like, and don't worry now, I'll be fine. I was not thinking maybe because she's elderly, so maybe that's why she's just making a fuss. From the plane, I don't know, as in, you're already like 3 hours into the flight. I was like, and this was January, and let me tell you, January is like, winter is not, December is even still warm up. January cold, your earlobes, as in your knuckles, as in, you'll be feeling the cold inside your body, not just. So when we got down from the plane, I had this look of, like, I looked at her like, I think I was just like, is it just me, or like I'm freezing? So the point I would have to first of all stop in the house in London. She gave me one oversized that jacket. When I wore that jacket, one of my classmates in Nigeria was telling me that she used to think I was Jehovah's Witness. Like, the jacket, like, you know when something swallows you, the thing was now, you know the kind of jacket that thing's supposed to be short, but because it's big, it's not reaching you here. And then I didn't have plenty like winter clothes, because again I didn't expect, I never expected it literally. So I'll just come. As in, and again, because of the cold, I don't like to wear earrings. So that's why she thought I was like in deeper life, and it was crazy. Like the cold was so, it was so
cold. And earrings, do they have?
Yeah, because of the metal.
Okay.
So it's going to really, your ears will literally be hurting you. Oh. So if you are like, maybe again, you know, when you're not used to something, that's one. And two, I think as well, people wear, when you can use your scarf and you can use your.
But by the time you were coming,
there's something.
The time you were leaving UK, were you used to the cold?
I was actually, to a very large extent, to the point that when I got here, like I was always feeling heat, and my sister would look at me like, but it's not hot. But literally, like I was always, either I was with water or always wanted to be on that AC. You get that kind of thing. So that was very crazy for me. The cold even in my church they used to tease me because I'll wear layers. As in, when I come to church, before you see my actual clothes, I'll put jacket, put two jacket, as in put scarf. So I was not used to it at all. So the cold was really severe for me. That was like #1 culture shock. Number 2 was, okay, we'll talk about.
So yeah, like even
later.
Talking about cold.
Yeah.
So when I was
cold in Singapore, as I said, Singapore, Philippines.
Philippines is hot.
As in all true.
Like,
so there's no like winter.
There's no winter. Just maybe if rain falls and the weather can just be cold.
Because you can actually wear your clothes like.
Yes.
Well, I don't like
so
a whole new wardrobe.
The thing is, even I'll get to Philippines, but speaking of UK, so I went to UK when I was in secondary school for excursion.
Which month?
I think that was like June, maybe June.
Okay.
Wait, now I'm going somewhere. So I saw people that were always wearing bomb shorts. They'll say it's autumn, a bit spring. Thank you. The weather is warm,
and to you
so
like...
I was in. We stayed in a hostel. The school, my secondary school at the time, they got us a, I think it was a hostel or something. I think it was Reddington. We stayed. Oh no, Paddington, Westview Paddington. I think it was Paddington. I'm missing Reddington. That hospital in Lagos. So yeah, we stayed in Paddington, and the hostel we stayed they had a warmer. So the room was warm. Okay. So that day I was like, I'm feeling heat. Everybody was carrying jackets, cardigan. Your girl,
you went there
with polo.
Okay.
And trousers. I was
and mind you, even
I was freezing.
June, like summertime, when people ask me things like, oh, summer is very warm. To be honest, if you stayed there, maybe winter period, summer will be warm naturally to you because you are coming from cold. Yeah. But if you're not used to the weather,
I came from Nigeria, like, hot.
So their own hot is still cool for us. Like this kind of weather now,
28 degrees.
Exactly.
Where I was coming from.
Exactly. So I think that weather thing really. Well, after a while, of course, staying for years, you get used to it. There are times I even be. And one thing I always love. I love winter fashion. Me. During sales like this, as in I love wearing long jackets, as in that one I know that when you just see me with my
so I need to do with those clothes. I
left them there because obviously I'm still, by the grace of God, you know, if God opens a way, you know, my clothes are with people. I have to my friends and all. But then I would just wear my long jackets, wear my high as in boots. I used to dress so I really love that about the winter. You know, just wear and then you don't need to wear too much. Just wear anything you wear winter. Wear your jacket, wear your scarf. Wear your gloves. You'll be feeling like even feeling cool with yourself.
Yeah, even Philippines weather. Now let's get to it. So, Manila is the capital of Philippines, and I school in Cebu. So the way I can explain Cebu is the Lagos, while Manila is Abuja. So it's like the commercial city. Let me put it like that in context. So I was coming to Nigeria. That was 2019, and Cebu was practically warm. It was warm. And the next day I landed in Manila, night flight.
Oh shit.
And then I was not understanding. It was as if they put heater inside my body. I was I was erupting with heat.
It was a bit cool.
The wall was hot.
Wow.
Like,
will you say Philippines is hotter than Nigeria? About the same. Hotter?
Yeah, quite hotter. But not like the northern side. It's like the northern side of Nigeria sometimes.
Oh,
the way it gets extremely hot, but not extremely cold.
Wow.
The only thing is, when I was coming to school in the Philippines, my sister, the one you saw just now, when I was going to school the first time, she was talking to the agent. She was like, "Is Philippines not the place we always watch on CNN that they're always having natural disaster?" The man was like, "Yeah, but not the city she's going to school." And truth be told, it's not my city, but we've had quite a few earthquake aftershocks. I think the one that happened December last year that affected them to January this year was typhoon. The typhoon was massive. If I can,
in the same place.
it affected my city, yes. So, but not even too much. So the one that affected my city was just like, I think I saw one that ship came from water to land, like roadside, but not the main road. Some malls, the glasses broke. In malls, you can imagine malls are supposed to be like very strong.
But hope there are not so many like deaths, like
in the city. In the city where it happened majorly, yes, there was, because people's houses were taken away, like
maybe in their houses.
Yeah, even in my city, I think my classmate posted it that someone's window fell on her hand. Like the person's, because of the heavy breeze and rain, the window fell and caught her hand or something. So but that they were like those kinds of things, and thankfully I wasn't there, so I didn't experience it. It's just story I can say, because I've been in Nigeria for 1 year 6 months now. Something that I thought I was going to come for when I came December 2020. I thought I was going to go.
Okay, you've been in Nigeria since December 2020.
Yes, I thought I was going to go March, because my visa was expiring March.
So is it because of COVID or?
Yeah, schools have been online.
Oh, so you've been schooling online?
Yes,
basically.
yes. So the reason why I'm even going now is because I'm supposed to start my final year, and final year is 1 year of clinics. So I'm supposed to start my final year. I can do it in Nigeria, but it's a risk, because you now start having visa issues. That why were you in another country and your visa expired, and even sure you're a student, and Filipinos love it when you're at their mercy, when you're begging them.
Yeah, so
that's one thing. Like, if there's a rule, if a Filipino puts a rule, just follow it, because begging them is another game entirely. Take it from me, if I can call myself humility in that aspect, I can beg for Africa politely and they will not even answer.
Wow.
Even down to security, that maybe you wore like for example now my school, they'll tell you cannot wear laced shoes in, because Philippines has uniform. That's another culture shock. They have uniform.
Is it med school or just everybody?
Every single soul has uniform. Even masters students.
This is boarding school.
Even masters students have uniform.
Are you serious?
But not every school that is doing masters, but majority.
But that's actually
they have uniforms, and I'm not talking
of.
That
means that secondary schools will be way stricter.
I'm not talking of plain uniform. You know uniform? What's uniform that used to have line?
So you have uniform
yellow and wine. Yes, I have white and white. I wear to school. Even for final year now, I have white and white too.
So
my white shirt and my white skirt.
It's literally wear uniform to school.
You can't wear clothes. You can try mufti in pre-med, but don't even try it in med school. Like there's this thing, we have like college shirts that you just write, okay, Villas College of Medicine. They write the name of your school in front of like normal t-shirts. You're not even allowed to wear that into class.
To be honest, in a way, like I think it's also cost effective. Like, yeah, like if you don't want to spend money on clothes, just wear a uniform.
It helps because nobody is doing fashion parade.
But you
so there's nobody coming with Louis Vuitton today, Chanel tomorrow. Everybody.
What about bag? You can wear a Chanel bag now.
They wear a Chanel bag.
Wear a Chanel bag.
But majority carry school bag because the load you're carrying alone.
I say you are wearing uniform just to go complete.
I carry school bag or backpack. Water bottle.
I was just about to say water bottle. What about lunch?
Yes, I carry water bottle. No, the only thing I don't carry. There was time I was trying this lunch thing, but it did not work away because I'm reading in school till 12 midnight, and then I'm going back home. So let's just say within 12:01, I'm still awake. Wow. So before I finally put myself to sleep, is like to 1:30 ish. So before I now wake up and I have class by 7:30, who wants to do breakfast?
Do you know that Nigeria, please, this breakfast thing, I cannot. Before when I hear breakfast, I think of food, but I don't know.
I don't want breakfast.
It's just no. I mean like
I wing it.
No, as in, I'm saying because you said breakfast now. As in, you know how this is. Everybody will try breakfast.
There was a time I used to
like
pack.
I don't know why I'm just.
There was a time I wanted to try packing food to school. So I would do rice. That time I had like beans I had pre-cooked.
Queen of packing food.
I was packing. After 3 days, I think I stopped.
It was even when I was during my masters that I became full on packing food to school. No. Even when I started working, because I worked for some time before coming back to Nigeria. I used to the point that even my colleagues then, I had this colleague that she used to eat my food. Like she used to just be very curious about Nigerian food. But I enjoy cooking anyway, and I think the UK system maybe. And then I cook and just keep it in the fridge. Like I cook and I used to do meal prep. I just pack everything. Use those what do you call those packs?
Takeaway.
Yeah, I'll just pack it or use my lunch. I had if I even try that, cook soup, stews. Because I like to do a range of things. Just keep it so that I would eat it during the week. But yeah, like again, in terms of culture shock, I think just the system of things. There's something to say in the UK. Like if they're greeting you, now, just like hello, you're right. So the first time somebody asked me, I'm just be like, oh, I'm okay, as in you know that kind of thing. Like, are you insulting me? And I realized that everybody was saying it, so I knew that okay, it was the way they greet. Or they say, you're right, Docky. They call like duck as in animal. So the time somebody said Docky, and I felt a bit like you don't need to call me duck. But apparently it's like it's just like we say hello, sweetie. So they do all this a lot of greetings like hello sweetie, hello darling, you're right, love, you know, they greet a lot.
In Philippines, I think that's another culture shock. So I went to the school office to make an inquiry with somebody I met there, and she's a Nigerian. And so we got to the counter, and I was like, good afternoon ma, and the woman was and the girl was like,
she was confused.
No, the girl, she had been in the country for a while. So she was like, no, they don't greet that here. That you have to say hello ma'am, hi ma'am. I'm like, the one at the school office, you can't want to greet her hi in Nigeria. Where?
But do you even need to say ma'am? Like you can't call them their name. I think they might be more like, because I feel they might be more. No,
you have to put ma'am. Yeah, Asians are close to Africa.
Exactly what I wanted to say.
They like respect too.
In the UK, for instance, I remember one of my lecturers. I said, hello sir. He looked at me, I was like, no, Zleika, like just call me my name. And this is someone that has grey hair. So everybody, even when I was working in a radio station then I was doing my internship, the like boss, she used to come and meet me that, oh, do I want tea? She'll make tea for me.
Wow.
So everybody is quiet. There's no hello ma sir or anything like that, or ma'am, or how does it say, or Sam?
No, that
there's nothing like, yeah, so everybody just generally like on the same. Of course you respect, but it's like they are not very big on the title.
No, in Philippines, in comparison with Africa, they are quite similar.
Yeah, I can imagine.
With things like respect, because I know Filipinos, one of the ways Filipino moms correct you is to beat you with slippers. It's a Nigerian thing too.
Yeah, I think Asians and Africans are actually very
so there's quite similarities. So it's not really that much of culture shock. You know, in Nigeria, when you want to collect something from a senior, you have to like genuflect a little slightly. So on my graduation from pre-med,
she dismissed us.
They were giving your girl certificate and your girl.
I don't know who this person is.
Your girl went to genuflect a little.
For the first time.
I was livid when I saw the video because
as per indigenous,
actually,
you know that just
best in respect
in London.
Best in respect,
indigenous daughter of the soil. No, but I guess after a while I just losing the hope, and I think in the UK I think there's more like freedom, even with the accommodation. Everybody is kind of just do your thing, and that is why I always say that if you are someone that, if God does not help you and you're in the UK, of course people are very, very reserved and they behave generally well, but I feel like if you want to be wild, nobody is going to everywhere. Nobody is there to even like, I think it's everywhere.
Because even in Philippines, there are a lot of people. I've seen people that, I'm not trying to shade the church, but they are literally, when they come to Philippines, they are very, very churchy. I don't wear makeup. I don't wear trousers. Even shirts that is like singlet Bulgarian, I don't do that. And then slightly you start seeing them changing, and then from I don't wear attachments to okay, I now do attachments. I even do colored. I now wear short dresses, and then the next thing, like if they even started maybe going to church or something, they slightly like reduce it. And I don't think it's just about the country. I think it's just exposure.
You know exactly what I want to say. Like when you're in a different environment where you don't have a lot of people watching.
Yes, and there's no accountability.
Because even me, like I had that tendency, because like I said, I went at like 16, so you are still in your formative.
Actually, I went to Philippines at 16.
Exactly, you are still in your formative years. So in that period, it's very, very crucial, because how you live in those maybe 3 years or 2 years really determines how you're going to live. Except like maybe you get, God just helps you. But for me, when I've not even reached how many months. I've already done nose piercing. When I tell people, I had a nose piercing, but then I've taken it off. As I took it off afterwards, so just
no, that used to enter my eye before, but
like to the point that I was just exploring. But after a while, I think there was just this realization, like okay, because to be fair, I'm not like saying those rings are bad, but I feel like at that age, you know, you are just trying, you are seeing people do this and you're just literally copying. So I just had to remind myself, like, girl, you are here for school, you are here for. So just kind of have fun, explore, but don't now do it to the point that it's now almost like you're just trying everything you see. Yeah. So I think there was even a day that I went somewhere. I went for someone was doing a birthday party and she already told me that, oh, I know you don't come to club, but I'm doing something in the house. Carried myself there. I think I was even going to church after that. So it was like in the afternoon / evening. So I got there and there was food. Next thing I knew, there was some guys started opening paper. I was like, okay. And they're like, oh, do you want to join us?
Join what?
I had this. I was just like, thank you. After like 2 minutes, I was just like, babe, thank you for inviting me. Let me start going. Let me come and be going. Before I now hear that inside the chicken, there was before the next I don't know myself, that kind of thing. Reminds me of how I was just thinking about how one day, one girl, she was doing evangelism. So I think this was in Nigeria. So there was, I think there was one of the guys that liked her or something. So she now said, oh, that just invited her over, like hostel with other people and all. So gave her Indomie. And when she ate Indomie, she was like, this Indomie is this thing. And then she was not feeling sleepy. She said she did like this and went out. She did like, I was like, as in this kind of thing, I don't want to know. She said thankfully they were in the kitchen, so she just snuck out. She was like, maybe if they knew she was going, I would have just said, I don't know, just relax, next thing. I know that those kind of things, even if you do like this, the sleep will take you. So she just literally had, as you know when they say flee. So honestly, like there were opportunities to do things that I shouldn't have done, but God just really helped me because there are some things that even if you taste them by mistake, just that mistake alone, just find yourself.
Yeah, I think for me, I think I had like quite a little bit of experience because when I went to Philippines, I lived with someone, and I'm not going to, because just in case she comes across this video, it's not like I want to put somebody in the bad light, but really, she was, let me say, she was explorative. Or exploring, and as a 16-year-old, it's God that saved me. Like basically, let me just put it like that. That's a story for another day. If we start, we will not leave this place.
Exactly.
So, if not for the fact that I started attending fellowship, and then I had, I think I was in the right circle. I think the story would have been a lot more different by now. Maybe by now I should have. I won't even be here on YouTube to start. Or maybe I would have been doing a different thing.
She'll be in the world.
I would have been doing a different thing on YouTube. Filipinos don't joke with their break. Once it's 12, there's nothing you are begging for, whether it's life and death. If you, as far as you cannot die before 1, you will wait.
But